We imagine we choose our careers, our partners, and our morning routines through a series of independent, conscious decisions. In reality, many of these milestones are the result of external nudges. We often find ourselves observing our own lives as if we are watching from the back seat. These paths are engineered funnels. They are designed to steer our behavior towards specific outcomes that serve a bottom line we didn't draw. This system is most effective when it feels comfortable. We become conditioned to appreciate the predictability of the paths laid out for us. But who designs these paths? By looking at the mechanisms of the architects, we can begin to see the difference between our actual will and our programmed reactions. Consider the layout of a modern retail store. Every aisle and end cap is positioned to manage the flow of your attention. This is choice architecture. It is a precise application of behavioral science used to influence how people move through an environment. A primary tool is default bias, the tendency to take the path of least resistance. Friction discourages one choice, while an open path encourages another. When one option is significantly easier, efficiency replaces critical thinking. That intuitive purchase was mapped out weeks in advance. True autonomy is compromised when we trade conscious deliberation for the ease of a pre-selected option. This engineering extends beyond consumer habits and into the dynamics of our personal relationships. Subtle psychological pressure can be used to steer a partner's actions. A person might be nudged into initiating a breakup, unaware that their partner had been closing off every other emotional exit. This is achieved through priming. Specific triggers, words, colors, or social cues are introduced early on. By the time you reach a decision, your response is already shaped. This feedback loop explains why people repeat toxic dynamics, predictably reacting to the same cues. Architects favor these outcomes because failure follows patterns. It is mathematically easier to predict how someone will fail than how they will succeed, and predictability allows for control. Even an act of defiance can be anticipated. If the system knows your triggers, your rebellion becomes just another data point in the equation. The moment you see these patterns, the protective layer of your ego begins to show its first visible cracks. We realize that much of what we call the self is actually a collection of reactions to external steering. We have been defending a construct built by others. This realization creates a sense of exposure. However, this state of emptiness is the necessary starting point for observing how the mechanism actually works. Ignoring these cracks allows the loop to continue. Recognizing them is the first step toward reclaiming a sense of agency. Seeing the strings changes your relationship with the world. It creates a responsibility to act with more intent. To resist the steering, you must first acknowledge its presence in your daily life. We need to document these patterns. Leave a record in the comments describing a time you realized your choices were being managed. Identifying the architecture helps others see it too. Exposing the architect is how you begin to retain ownership of your own mind. Without that awareness, you remain a component in someone else's machine.